I think I'm back. Sorry about that. I think it's just because UK just got snow, and I think my connection just got demolished in the process. Because probably the lines are just frozen. So I think my Wi-Fi is just laggy for some reason.
You are not welcome here.
I couldn't connect to OBS for like the past 20 minutes. And I couldn't figure out why. Oh, hey, Doc. I mean, besides the horrendous start that I had to endure for about 30 minutes, I'm pretty good. As I was saying, we got a bit of snow in UK, so probably that's why. I swear, like, every time I try to be on time, like, today, I especially, like, you know, I came back home, I took a shower, and I was like, alright, time to stream. I was on my computer, I was making a thumbnail and everything, which I hope you enjoy. I put a lot of effort into it. I spent like 10 minutes in Photoshop, which is way more than I usually do, so you better appreciate it. I put my heart, soul, and all the thirst that I have accumulated into it. But yeah, anyway. Other than that, I'm doing pretty good. I hope you guys are fine as well. I only realized actually while I was making a thumbnail that Alhaitham actually comes tomorrow. I didn't know that. I was actually oblivious to that fact somehow. I didn't realize it. So, that was a surprise to me, actually. I mean, that is true, Greg. You do make a good point. You do make a good point. I can't really argue with that one. Oof. I haven't actually logged into Genshin for the past few days. Just haven't been feeling like playing, honestly. So it's nice to get back after a few days of rest. I kind of started playing Genshin even more casually than I usually do. And I've been enjoying it more, honestly. Because as soon as I didn't stress out about logging every single day, to even do dailies, I actually started looking forward to playing it again. If you can believe that. I know it's hard to believe, but it is the truth. Actually, I need to lower volume a little bit. It's a little bit loud for me. Shouldn't be for you guys. I have a system going on that shouldn't be too loud, I think. Especially when I'm talking. It's just blowing up my ears. Wait, have you been guys up to anything cool? Personally, me, not really. Just kinda... I spent the entire weekend just kinda... I'm kinda ashamed to admit it, but... Well, I mean, not really. Since I am kinda interested in it. So I spent the entire weekend kinda looking at... VTuber stuff. Not because I'm a simp, but simply because I want to do it in the future myself. And I was just curious, like, how people do it, and, like, just overall logistics of it. Like, I looked up a bunch of, like, programs that you gotta use. I looked up a few artists I was considering of, like, just talking to and see if they can give me some, like, ideas, because I had a few ideas of my own. And I just wanted, like, since I'm not the most artistically given, especially in drawing, like, I'm pretty good when it comes to, like, talking and entertainment stuff, but I'm oblivious to art in of itself. I never tried to draw, and I never was good at it. So I can't really make a decision of character design by myself without like a professional opinion. Well, I mean I can, but I don't want to make something obnoxious or atrocious. So I was just thinking of like, I looked at a lot of characters that I personally enjoy from like anime, manga, games, and I just kind of tried to pile up characters that are kind of looking like me as well, in a sense, because I don't want to make somebody that's just like, just somebody that's good looking, you know, but has nothing to do with me or my charisma, if you will, and the overall character. So I kind of looked at that, and I decided to, you know, make like a vision board of sorts and just see how I feel about it. Because like, high-end arts is not cheap, especially if you want to make like a fully rigged 2D model. It's pretty pricey. It could go anywhere from like 500 to anywhere to 1.5k, depending on like how advanced you want to make it. And I was just considering to like, you know, see if I actually want to do it first, and just like get together a few ideas. I also considered to go for like a few of those like studio auditions for like Ninja Sanji Hololive. Not because I think I'm gonna get in, because I don't think I have enough talent at the moment. Like, I definitely think that I'm capable of doing it in the future, since I think I'm pretty good at like reading the room and like getting to know people and like making connections, if you will, which I think is pretty important for like, I don't want to say it's an idol thing, but because like I don't consider VTubers as idols, but I guess in a sense they are. And believe it or not, I'm actually pretty decent at singing as well. I don't like to sing, but I'm pretty decent at it if I actually try. So I'm not gonna put that as my advertising point, because I don't think that's a good idea, because I never done it professionally. I just did it for fun. But I think I wanted to try it just to see how it, you know, how the overall industry works, because I wanted to look at it from a perspective of not just a talent, but also from a management perspective. Because if I'm gonna do it by myself, I'm pretty much just gonna be my own manager and stuff. And I didn't want to start it because, like, right now, YouTube wise, I'm just doing it for fun. I'm not actually taking it seriously. If I did, I probably would have put way more effort than I do right now. But overall, I just kind of feel like it would be a pretty fun thing to do. And it would be an interesting experience as well. Because to me, I actually enjoy streaming, believe it or not. Like, I know I don't do it too often now, but it's mostly because I'm a bit busy with work and stuff like that. It's not because I don't want to do it. But I just felt like it would be more of an interesting endeavor to play as a character. Well, I don't want to say play, because it's not really a play. It's more of a, like, making a better version of myself, if you will. Because I feel like if I'm just me, right? There's only so much entertainment I can provide. But if I'm trying to play as a character, I feel like I will be able to provide much more entertainment, because then I can just embody that character and try to be somebody else for a change. Not to be like fake or anything, but just to be like a more cooler version of myself, you know, anime version, which we dream of. Sounds so fucking cringy, but it just kind of was my ideas. I thought it would be fun to try it out. Guys, you gotta curb your enthusiasm a little bit about my singing. I didn't read it, but as I said, I can, but it has a massive but. I'm not that great. Well, I don't want to say I'm bad, because it's all about the genre. Because, you know, I can rap. I can't rap to save my life. I never will be able to because my voice is not adequate for that. I can't do it. But I can sing. Singing is fine. Especially if it's like rock music, I'm pretty decent at because I have a voice for it. I'm not too good at like a cappella stuff. I tried just to see if I can do it. And I can, but I feel like my voice works best together with somebody else's voice. My voice is not like adapt for solo singing, I think, because it's not very flexible for singing. Like, in order to sing solo, you need to have a incredibly like flexible voice, and I can sing like very high notes. My voice just doesn't go that high. Like, the highest I can go is I'm debating if I should try, because I actually don't know how high I can go, but if I had to guess, it's probably not very high. Because the problem with my voice is that I enjoy voice acting, but I can't do characters that are like super energetic, because it hurts my voice so much. Like, it demolishes my voice immensely. That's why I usually practice like it sounds so cringy, but I sometimes record myself. Don't judge me. I sometimes record myself as a certain characters that I enjoy, just to see if I can make my voice sound like this, as a practice, not as an actual, thing. But I like doing that because I feel like it's a good practice, because since I never did like vocal coaching, I never had like actual expert coach me through it. I learned everything myself ever since I was like, I want to say 16 maybe even 15. But I learned it by myself because I would like watch anime, I would watch like game trailers, stuff like that, and I would just try to make my voice sound, I don't want to say exactly the same as this, but I would try my best to replicate it. Which I feel like a lot of like beginning voice actors start. They just try to imitate other voices. Because I don't have like my own voice acting voice. Like, this is my normal voice. It's not me like trying to act. But like, I can do a very soothing and calming voice. It's kind of the same as my voice, but it's not really. Or I can do a very deep voice, and it sounds more intimidating and calming. Like, I like doing voices like that, like, something that is my voice, but not really. It's kind of changing it. I tried to do Jean Lee's voice once for my own fun. I can't do it. His voice is like so weirdly deep, but also very like, how should I describe it? Like, let's listen to one of his voice lines and try to replicate it. I'll show you what I mean. I don't have Jean Lee on this account, but I think we can still hear his voice lines, if I'm not wrong. Let's see. Oh boy, tell me something. Come on. I don't want to do Osmanthus, because that's boring. Come on, Jean Lee. Oh, fuck, wait. I forgot that I have voice lines turned off. Just give me a sec. Let's see.
Paimon coming in! Paimon!
Alright, let's do this. Where's he?
Let's go!
I feel like actually my voice is more suitable for Ita. Because Ita has...
Solidify.
I can do Solidify, but that's a bit too easy.
Benny's adventure team,
Fuck, I don't think they actually talk in their character description, which is unusual. I thought they did.
or not.
Fuck. This is so annoying me, because it's gonna piss me off if I don't do it now. Alright. Just stand still, Greg. Just stand still. Let him say something. Because I know Jean-Lee has other voice lines than Osmanthus fine.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
Son of a bitch.
But where are those
Alright,
who
fine.
share
I'll do that.
memory?
Osmanthus... No. Wait. Jean-Lee has like kind of deep, but also very...
Things come to those who don't wait around.
Wait.
That's what they say anyway.
Okay. Just
Knowing
give me a
my
sec.
luck, the opposite is probably true.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same, just as I remember. No, I can't do it. It's like his voice is so specifically deep, but not...
Every journey has its final day.
I don't have like the gusto for Jean-Lee's voice. My voice is not the same. Like I have a deep voice, but I can't do his... Like, he's not... How should I explain it? It's not deep in the sense of like... It's not deep like this. It's kind of like soothing deep.
Osmanthus wine
It's kind of high deep,
Let's
if
go
that
find
makes
some
sense.
treasure.
I can't do that. For some reason, my voice just doesn't go to that octave. I can do deeper voices, I can do deeper essentially, but not hit him exactly. Which kind of annoyed me, because I was thinking of cosplaying Jean-Lee. But the problem was, I couldn't find the wig for Jean-Lee.
Ow!
I tried my goddamn hardest to find it. I couldn't. Like, I found the costume, and it was actually pretty decently priced. I couldn't find the wig. I was gonna practice Jean-Lee's voice lines just so I could cosplay him. I would actually practice, like, my ass off. I mean, not really, Greg, because the thing is,
Good things come to
copying
those who
is
don't
one
wait
thing,
around.
but replicating is
That's
another
what they
thing.
say anyway.
Like, as I said,
my luck,
I'm decent at
the
voice
opposite
acting,
is
but I'm not
probably
good.
true for me.
Because I never had professional teach me how to do it. And I think there's a problem. That if I actually want to do it, I actually need somebody to teach me how to do it. Which I would like. I think that would be fun. Because I enjoy voice acting personally. I think I have... I won't toot my own horn, but I think I'm gifted in voice stuff. Like, I enjoy voicing over things. Like, whenever I do video, I don't usually voice, like, straight up in a video. Like, sometimes I do, but usually I like to think about voiceover and just do it afterwards. Like, I think maybe in...
Everything's
I think in my latest Genshin video, I actually voiced it over. I recorded like background footage, and then I voiced it over. Which I found actually works a little bit better. Because I think when I focus like specifically on how to use my voice better. Because if you notice in that video, I didn't speak in the same way throughout the entire video. Because I felt like towards the end, I made my voice sound more excited and like more high, especially like towards the end. And in the beginning, I tried to sound like more reserved, more calm. And I find it to be quite interesting because usually I struggle like to change my voice on the spot. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, think of it this way, like you have a normal conversation, like you talk in your regular voice, and then all of a sudden you try to change your voice to this, and then suddenly you try to get it louder and stuff like that, you know? I can't do it. Like, I know that very, very good voice actors can change their voice like on the spot. I can't do it yet. I'm struggling immensely because I can't maintain it. Like, I can do it, but I can't maintain it. It's very hard for me to maintain it for like longer than a minute. And that's why I struggle with the most, like consistency, which I think is very important for voice actor, especially if you want to be a good one. If you want to be just a voice actor, it's not the hardest thing ever. But if you want to be a good voice actor, then that's a little bit harder. Because like, I looked up to, I don't know if you guys know, but ProZD, he's a guy that makes like skits and stuff like that. I look up to him voice-wise a lot because his voice sounds similar to mine, but the way he does it is very unique because he can change his voice like just as he breathes pretty much. It's that easy for him. And I really admire that. Because a lot of voice acting people that started actually never had professional training, believe it or not. A lot of them. Very few... sorry. I was just trying to see what the hell I need to do here because I got lost. So... Oh, packaging. Right. So, as I was saying, a lot of voice actors, the way they actually trained, well, at least from what I heard, is they basically just try to just do like little voice acting side gigs, like in fan animations and stuff like that. And I probably should try doing that because I never actually tried to do voice acting as a job, which I might try like in the future, just for fun. Because so far I've just been doing it as a hobby, just for myself, really. I haven't even like tried to do it professionally because I don't know, just never had the I don't want to say I didn't have the drive. I guess I never thought that I'm good enough to do it. I know it sounds bad, but I don't know. I just never had enough, should I say it? Confidence in myself, I guess. That's a weird thing to say, but it is true. I got lost, honestly. I don't know where I need to go for that, but... But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about voice acting, at least for now. I would definitely like to do it, and I think it's fun.
Oh, so...
Because...
You collect these?
To me, personally... the two main things that always, well, not just these two, I guess, but quite a few others, but it's voice acting and gaming that always, like, since I was a child, interested me a lot. And I always wanted to do one or the other when I grew up. Like, when I was a child, my main aspiration was to be a game developer. I don't know if I ever told you this, guys, but I made a lot of like those, you know, if you ever guys been to Newgrounds, it's gonna be such a like boomer thing to say probably to some of you, but there was this website called Newgrounds. Some of you probably still know it. It's not as popular nowadays, but when I was younger, it used to be like very, very hot topic. And basically there's this website where a lot of like indie developers would upload their like little mini games, or actually full-fledged games sometimes. And they would get like just people to try them out, you know, because not everybody can afford to have to pay people for to test in their games. So they would upload them to like websites like Itch.io, like a bunch of others. Newgrounds was like a massive big one. Where like indie developers would come together, test each other's games, they would help each other to like identify bugs, and also just overall help each other to like grow and develop as creators. And as a child, when I was around, I want to say anywhere from 10 to 12 years old, I would make little JavaScript games, and I would upload them there. And they did actually pretty decent. Like, quite a few people enjoyed them. I'm not going to tell you what they are. They're still there. But I'm embarrassed of them. So, because they are pretty crude. They're not good. I wish they were, but they're not. That's the reason why I didn't do it. And I did them for about 2 to 3 years, I want to say. Till I was 15, I want to say, until I like almost finished school. And I've done that. And then I was thinking of like going to uni or college for my degree. in either programming or like management, stuff like that, just because I never thought I had the, like, I wish I had the talent to draw, because if I had the talent to draw, I would have been able to make my own games, but unfortunately, I never developed that talent. Because I never liked to draw as a child. I was a child that enjoyed video games, not so much artistic stuff. So I always was jealous of people who could like draw, because that was like one of my dreams, if you will, to make a game like solely by myself. I swear, I don't know where this thing is. Like, I feel so stupid, honestly. Guys, if you know where this goddamn daily commission is, just point me to it, because I swear I'm not gonna find it.
On the agenda.
But basically, I was uploading those games, I was trying to become a game developer. It didn't work out, because unfortunately, I wasn't super talented in programming. I wouldn't say I was bad at it, but I was never talented. So... Oh, really? Oh, okay. Just give me a sec. I didn't know that. Because... I'm sorry, guys. I'm just... trying to focus on the story, and I'm not paying as much attention as I probably should. So... As I was saying, trying to build my own games... Where? Because... Just point me to it while I tell my story. So, I was making it, and one time, somebody that I admired a lot actually commented on one of my games. And that was actually what motivated me to do it for longer. And I didn't give up because I was bad at it. That wasn't the case. I gave up because I thought I would pursue something that I'm actually talented at. Which, at a time, I discovered that I was really good at speaking. Because when I was in school, we did a lot of presentations. And those presentations allowed me to actually realize that I'm really good at public speaking, surprisingly. Even though I was, like, very timid and very shy kid, and it was hard to believe if you would have seen me in real life, because I don't look like a shy kid, but I was. I was very introverted. I was very, like... How should I say it? I wouldn't say scared of people, but, like, I was very cautious of people. Oh, this thing. No? There's nothing here. Nope, nothing there, Greg. I was, like, very cautious of people because... I was always, like... I don't want to say I was a loner, but I definitely didn't have, like, a lot of really good friends that I could depend on and, like, share my feelings and thoughts with. So I was always, like, very within myself. I would, like, play video games on the lunch break. I wouldn't really, like, hang out with people too much. Like, I still would go out every now and again and would just, like, be in a company of somebody while on the lunch break, but I would never, like, talk or anything like that. I just did it more for, like, so nobody would annoy me, and, like, because you know how it is with school and kids. If you are by yourself, you are more likely to get picked on. It's just how it is. I don't agree with it, and I think that's a bad thing, but it's just how kids are. You can't really change it because easy targets, you know? And since I was a transfer student at the time, well, not transfer, but, like, I just moved into England, and I wasn't, like, local, easy target to pick on, right? So I try to, like, blend in as much as possible so I can do my own stuff and not, like, get involved with other people too much. So that was, like, my first experience with school in England, if you will. That was besides the point, but there was a little bit off topic story for you there. So, as I said, I practiced quite a few speeches, and since I was like a class representative of sorts, like we had houses in our school. I don't know if you guys had the same, but there was like 4 houses, and that would be like differentiated by color. And every single year had... It's not that, Greg. I don't really know what that is. Maybe... Flowers don't stay fresh for long. No, the flower has been thinking of ways to preserve them better. It's really not there, Greg. I don't really know. Let me try to exit co-op for a sec. Join me after this. But yeah, as I was saying, practice a lot of public speaking. I was decent at it. Oh yeah, it is. I think it's probably was not, just not there because of co-op. I found it, guys. You can join back in. Practice a lot, and I discovered that I'm decent at it. So, instead of pursuing something that I thought I enjoyed, but I was not like super great at, I decided to pursue something that I was actually good at. And I know that's not like the greatest choice ever, but the thing is, it wasn't like I wasn't enjoying it because I discovered that I enjoy voice acting at that stage. So it was more like
Let's light it up.
I just chose between things I enjoyed and just chose which one I'm more good at. So it wasn't like I was giving up on my dreams and just pursuing stuff that actually I can do. It was more of a case of doing stuff that I'm good at the same time as enjoying it. Because I felt like I would have more natural advantages, if you will, I guess, technically. And I started training. And the way I would do it, but I don't know if it's the right way. Probably not. Don't take my advice for it. But the way I did it was I would watch anime first. I know it's not a good way, but I watch anime and I would try to repeat the voice lines after I would listen to them over and over again. And I would just try to make my voice sound as similar as possible to the characters that I was listening to. Even if those characters had nothing to do with my voice. Even if their voice was like...
Let's go find some treasure.
Super, like... loud. Or like super timid. Like, the types of voices I couldn't replicate physically because my voice just wasn't adapted to it. Like... think of a voice of like... who would be a good example? Like Usopp from One Piece. If you listen to English dub of One Piece, a lot of characters there have different voices. Especially male characters. Even the main cast like Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy have nothing in common with their voices. And I try to replicate absolutely every single anime I would watch with those voices of those characters. And I would do that over and over again until I could at least a little bit reach to that point. And that helped me. That helped me a lot. I don't know. As I said, don't take my word for it. It's probably not gonna help you to actually get a job with it. But as a child, I thought that was a very good way to get myself familiarized with different types of voices. Because as a child, you don't really know what's a good voice, right? You don't really realize, like, you might hear a voice and think it sounds cool, right? But that doesn't mean that it's a good voice necessarily. Or what's a better way of learning what's a good voice is by actually listening to people who make money from voice acting. At least that's what was my thought process at the time. So I listened to those people. And I would copy a lot of voices from Bleach. I would copy a lot of voices from Naruto. I would copy a lot of voices from One Piece, from Fairy Tail, from like Souls Eater, like a lot of like mainstream and a few underground animes. And I would just record myself. I would record myself. I obviously wouldn't upload it anywhere because I was ashamed of it. As every child would, honestly. I thought it was cringy. I don't think so now, because I thought it would have been a valuable asset to have. I probably would have made a compilation of it just for fun if I actually still had those recordings, but
Adventure team, assemble!
I actually forgot them all, and I think I still might have them somewhere on a hard drive. I wish I still had that hard drive. I need to look through all of my belongings and actually try to find it, because I think there's some gold on it. Not all of it, but I think some of the voices were actually pretty good.
Be something that catches your eye.
Goddamn, I still wish I had my old laptop. I lost it somewhere. I think it's still at my grandparents' house somewhere in the attic. I need to find it at some point. And just because I want to listen to it, just to see what it was like when I was like 15-year-old Lux, just trying his best. Anyway, yeah, sure, let's go to Inazuma, I guess, if you want to do the glitch stuff. I don't know how to do it. I know that's a thing, but we can definitely do it. That sounds like fun.
Fireworks are for
Because
now. Friends are for
I'm honestly just feeling like giving you some of my stories this time around, guys, because I think you probably will enjoy it. Well, I'll just do whatever you guys want to do, honestly. If you want to try going to Inazuma, I'm off for it. But yeah, as I said, I did that training for about a year. I want to say maybe longer. Don't really remember. But I definitely remember that I did that training consistently every single day. I would put like at least 2 hours a day,
Or not.
just constantly replicating the voices over and over again until I was so sick of them. And I'll do it for a year. After that, the way I started
Really
developing,
this early?
well, developing,
There is still a lot left to
improving,
Guess I'll post an
I would
expedition
do something I personally called was I would make notes
things come to
of the
those who
characters
don't
I was
wait
good at.
around. That's what
Like,
they say
I would
anyway.
make the types of voices, I would categorize every single voice I did into like deep, low, high. And I would just kind of like scale it. Like, think of it as a flowchart. And I would just scale how good I am at them. And the lower I was good at something, I would just practice their voice over and over again until I could equalize it with everything else. And I did that until I was equally good at everything. I never tried to play on my strengths because I saw that would be a wrong way of approaching it, because I never wanted to be like a one-trick pony. Because I know quite a few voice actors have like one voice that they famous for. And they never tried to do anything else. They're just famous for their one voice, and they just keep on going and keep on making same characters over and over again. A good example of that, they'll try into this voice actors, as I said, but a good example of that, I think, is a voice actress for Paimon. Because that lady is actually a voice actor for Anya from like Spy X Family. And the way she does is actually quite good, because she is really great at like very high energy, like very
Assemble!
enthusiastic voice. And the way she does it, she makes other characters in the same manner, but they feel a little bit different. And I actually think that's a very cool thing to do, but I never wanted to do that because I felt like if I was only good at one type of voice, I would never achieve high enough standard of voice acting. Because I admire people that can do any voice. Somebody like... who would be a good example? Let me think. Fuck, I can't think of...
Where did that come from?
The only one that I can think from the top of my head is... I think Ichigo's voice actor. Because that man, he voice acted in so many Japanese animes.
Benny's Adventure
I
Team.
think he has a portfolio of over 100 characters. That man is a goddamn legend. And I'm biased because Bleach is my favorite anime, but even without that, I admire the shit out of people who are so talented that they can do any voice. it doesn't matter what kind of voice. They can just look at the script and just come up with a voice that they think would fit their character without even needing to like get director's opinion on it. And I want to get to that point sometime in my life because I think that's super cool. To me, personally, I never wanted to be like famous, or I never wanted to be like how should I put it? I never wanted fame for vain reason. Because I wanted to be famous for the purpose of actually bringing something valuable to people.
I'm sure
I always wanted to like contribute to other people's development.
Someone to fetch it.
Should I choose?
As soon as I remember what it was.
As I say, guys, I'll follow you whenever you go. I'll just keep telling stuff. And as soon as I run out of stories, I'll join you in whatever you're doing. I'll just follow you for now. Oh, ID, sorry, Shane. I didn't notice. I was so engrossed in my story, but yeah, if you want to join me, just feel free. It's whatever. If you guys want to come, hang out, perfectly fine with me. What was I at? All right. So, to retain my story, I was doing that type of training for about, I want to say 3 months. Because I equalized every single voice I ever did. I think I made like 10 voices that I was good at. That voice, I think, was Kenpachi from Bleach. I think it was Renji. I think it was Zoro from One Piece. Who else? I think it was Kakashi from Naruto.
I have to start with a smile every time I remember the look on my
Fuck, who else it was? I think there was one from Soul Eater. What was the name of the, like, zombie teacher character? I forgot his name, but, like, that guy. It's been so long, sorry, guys. But yeah, that guy. It's 5. I think Death also was one of them from Soul Eater, so that would be 6. I did Gildas from Fairy Tail. And I did... What else did I do? There was another 3. I do remember them. Right. Light from Death Note. That was another one. Because I thought at the time I actually had quite similar voice to him. Who else? There was another 2 that were like kind of similar. Kyoraku from Bleach, that was another one. And I think the last one that I did was Aizen from Bleach. That was another one. I did quite a few characters from Bleach, just because I was such a massive fanboy that I just couldn't help myself. So I practiced those 10 voices. And I tried to equalize them. Because all of those voices are quite different, especially Kenpachi one. Like, Kenpachi was my favorite to do because... Well, here? Oh. Okay. Wait, you can't enter here? Oh. Are you guys not able to... Oh, okay. I'm not sure, guys, what you're trying to do here, but I'll follow you for now. Oh, hey, Jeff. Glad you can join us. I was just talking about some voice acting stuff. I hope you don't mind. Just get cozy and stick for the ride. So, after I practiced those 10 voices, what I did was, as any aspiring voice actor, I tried to find stuff to voice act in. And I did find a few things. And majority of them were fan-made. God, it's been so long since I remember this stuff, but... There were a few YouTube videos that are voice acted in. Majority of them were abridged series. And those abridged series were not good, as you would expect, because the stuff on them, unlike professional ones, it would be kids. And kids don't really have a lot of good business practices, shall we say. So the entire process was very convoluted. And since I didn't have like a proper mic at a time, I mean, I did have headphones mic, which is not a good mic. So my audio was so scuffed in the end. Well, it wasn't like super scuffed, but it was still scuffed. To the point that you couldn't even make out half of what I was saying. And it was the case for like 80% of a bridge series back in like 2016. Unfortunately. Nowadays they are much better, but back then people didn't have good microphones because they were expensive. Not so much anymore. Now they're more affordable. Back in the day, in order to get like a really good microphone, you had to shell out quite a bit. Like the most cheapest one that you could have got would probably run you like $50 back then. Now you can get some stuff at like 20 and still be decent. And as a child, since I didn't have my own money, I wasn't able to procure said microphone. Greg, I don't know what you want me to do. I went to that door. I don't know what it's about, honestly. But since I couldn't procure a microphone, I tried my best to. I would speak directly into my. So embarrassing. I would speak directly into the microphone of the headphones. So I would hold them. I wouldn't even put them on. I would hold them and like speak directly into it. Yeah, I hear you, Greg. Oh, I don't think I can. Oh, can I? Like here? Oh, okay. So here? I mean, I don't think I can though, Greg. I think you do realize there's not a lot of gravity going on. Anyway, I got distracted. So, as I was saying, I'll never share them, no matter what. I'm afraid of someday becoming like semi-famous, and those videos would get leaked, and everybody would see them, and it would destroy my reputation immediately. Like, it would crash it to smithereens of how bad they were. I think I remembered one of them. I abridged, I think, one of the One Piece episodes, and I abridged as Zoro. And it was so fucking bad. I remember it to this day. It's still gonna haunt me even in my nightmares. But anyway, that's beside the point. That was like a dark past. That was like a dark arc, if you will. So after that, as a 16-year-old young man, 6 years ago, I was full of hope, full of dreams, full of passion. After gaining a few experiences under my belt, I decided, you know what? Maybe I should pursue this professionally in the future. And the problem was, Right, Greg, I don't know what that's gonna do, really. What do you want me to do here? Is it really gonna do something? So while we do this, I'm not sure what it's gonna do, but Greg decided to make me do some weird stuff. So I was saying, I was 16, full of hopes and dreams, bright-eyed, with a smile on my face. I decided maybe I should go into voice acting school or something. And I got hit with a realization pretty quickly that those schools are expensive. They're not free. And as somebody that didn't have money or a lot of financial support from my parents, I was like, I can't afford that. So that path was crumbled to bits before I even started. So that was fun, but I never gave up. So after that, I went to like college for business practice because I thought, if I want to be a good voice actor, I gotta have marketing skills because I gotta advertise myself. And I still believe in that, honestly. Like, if I could give you one advice, guys, no matter what you do in life, learn how to sell yourself. Because it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you know how to sell yourself, and as long as you can prove to other people that... Oh, okay. I didn't know what happened. I didn't look, Greg, but I'll try to replicate it. So as I was saying, try to market yourself to the best of your abilities, because listen to this advice from a stranger that could come helpful one day. Let's say you're trying to look for a job, right? The first thing you need to do is to sell yourself. Not in a weird way, don't think of it that way. But you're gonna promote yourself in the sense of... Alright. You gotta sell yourself in the sense of... You gotta always know your strengths and always know your weaknesses. 4. A practice of... The more you know about yourself, the more likely you are to know what other people think of you. Because if you know how you look to other people from your own perspective, you're more likely to make a good impression. The way I always looked at it, whenever I was studying in my college, I had to go and like actually meet people and sell some stuff a few times. And the way I would do it is I would put myself in other people's shoes. And I would think about what they want me to do. Like, what would make those people think that I'm a good salesman, or like be more in touch with me, feel more comfortable to open up to me, feel like I'm a friend, you know? They can tell me anything, they can share whatever they need to. And I never used it maliciously. Not in that way. I'm not like one of those weird salesmen that would try to con you from your money or shit like that. I never did that. But I would always try to put myself in the shoes of people that I was talking to. And I'll gain insight. I'll get insight from those people as to how to be a better... Almost as an actor, really, because voice acting and acting is pretty similar. So I used any opportunity I can get to talk to people that were much smarter than me as well. And try to, like, learn from them. Because a lot of people in my college that I met, especially my teachers, were exceptionally smart people. Unlike me. Because I was always, like, quite foolish, if you will. Not in the sense of I was dumb, but I always had big ideas without knowing how to realize them. So... Okay. Well, Greg, I don't know what you wanted me to do. I just died there. Are you proud of yourself? So, as I was saying, I got a little bit off topic. I went to college, and while I was in college,
Same as I remember.
I was trying my best.
Those who share the memory.
Son of a bitch, Greg. I hate you so much. I'm joking, I love you. But yeah, I was practicing voice acting as almost as a side hustle, really. And I tried my best to actually make it a job in the future. I'm still working on it, really. Like, even now when I have like, Greg, calm yourself. You gotta have restraint. There's no such thing as forbidden body parts. It's only art. And art is explosion. So, as I was saying, I was practicing my voice acting. I was doing a lot of... Greg, I swear, stop making weird things.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
I was practicing a lot, and I was trying my best to actually find like proper jobs for voice acting. I swear, Greg.
Terra Smash!
Good enough. I was trying to find proper jobs, as I was trying to say before. I swear, guys, you're like 5 years old. I was trying my best to find jobs, and the thing is, I never actually found like an actual job that paid me. I found a lot of jobs that were like freelance, that wouldn't pay you. They would pay you in something called exposure, which in layman's terms meant you're not getting anything for it. So I was like, I don't know, I don't know if you want to commit like a month of my life to this project that's not gonna pay me a single penny, and in the end get nothing of it. Because at the time, like, people who say they would pay you in exposure, usually those people actually had like portfolio, or they would have like a YouTube channel or something that they would put their stuff on. At the time, I didn't have any of that. So I did quite a few of those things for pretty much nothing in exchange. But I thought it would have been good experience. And it was, honestly, it was. Because it allowed me to be, to improve. Because I got to meet, the only thing that I got out of it, really, was I got to meet quite...
As I remember. But where are those who share?
I didn't do anything, Greg. I don't know what you're talking about. I got to meet quite a lot of very, very, very talented people. Some of whom I still have contact of, and some of whom are still proceeding like with voice acting professionally. So, I met quite a few of those people, both female and male voice actors and actresses. And they taught me a lot, because for majority of the time, people that were voice acting were much older than me. There were like very, very few people who were like below the age of 18, I want to say, because in order to get paid, you really had to be an actual adult. Like, nobody ever paid you if you were a minor. Like, people just used you as a free labor. They would exploit you pretty much. Even though it wasn't like... It wasn't technically illegal, because like... You technically wasn't really doing a job, because like you wouldn't sign a contract or anything, but it was a little bit shady. I don't know how it is now, because I haven't done it in a little bit, but I think back then, in order to get paid, you had to actually work with a studio rather than an individual, because usually whenever individual made any sort of project, they only did it as a fan-made stuff. They never had actual budget in it. So it would usually be either somebody would be like a director, in quotations, which would be like the person who would write the script for you. And they would just gather like a bunch of people that they would find on the like Twitter or YouTube, any other platform really. And they would just ask them, hey, can you come and voice this character for me? I'll give you nothing in return. And majority of the time people would be like, no. But sometimes some desperate people like me, who didn't know any better, would be like, you know what? You know what? Yeah, sure. I mean, it does sound like you're scamming me, and you probably will, I never see anything for it in return, but you know what? At least it's gonna be a good experience. That's what they would always say. Every time I would join one of those gigs, they would be like, oh, you know what? It would be a very good experience for you, you know? You learn quite a lot. You become more experienced and gain quite a bit of insight on how voice acting works. Even though they would provide like zero direction, they would provide zero like assistance. The only thing they would do is like tell you how they want it to sound. They wouldn't actually tell you how to make it sound like that. They would just tell you, oh, I think this line you should pronounce it this way. And I'm like, can you please tell me how to do it? But pretty please. And I'm like, I just say it like that. You know, just talk, you know? You don't need to do like train, you know? Voice acting is easy. Just talk that way. So that was my experience, if you will, for doing it for like ever since 16 till almost 18. I want to say for like 2 years. And after that, I got a job and I had like less time and stuff like that. So I didn't have as much time to spend with people. I still would like keep contact with quite a few of my acquaintances, and I would talk to them about how like their experience went and what they're doing now. And I think quite a few of them actually went to professional voice acting schools, and they got like graduated and stuff and proceed with that side of stuff. While I decided, you know what? Why don't I try YouTube? Which is, you know, equally as good, I want to say. I mean, professional voice acting school or YouTube, you know? Can you really tell the difference? Because if you don't know, guys, if some of you are new, I started YouTube as a voice actor. It's hard to believe. I know. It's very hard to believe, but a few first of my videos, the only reason why I removed them is because one of them I got copyright strike for, and I still didn't remove it. So I was afraid that I'm gonna get bombarded with copyright strike, so I removed like 4 videos. But I started as voice actor. I voice acted 3 chapters of one of the mangas. I'm not gonna say the series because they gave me copyright strike and I still have vendetta against them. So I'm not gonna say them. But the other 2 that are voice acting, they never gave me copyright strike, but I still was like iffy on whether I would get one. I was like, I don't want to risk it, because like I know those studios were nice and they weren't like copyright striking anyone, but I think the studio that I voice acted a piece from, I think they just had a problem with me showing the actual lines, even though they were translated. Like I wasn't like using Korean ones, which was the region I'm from. It was like a fun translation that I found, and I thought I would use it to like practice my voice acting, because I voice acted like different characters like full blown out, and I would like went into character. I would add like music and stuff like that. And I made like 5 videos like that, and I received copyright strike for one of them. I was like, well, can't do that anymore. That was how my, voice acting stuff ended that. It doesn't mean that I'm still not gonna do it. It's just I probably should find a better way of doing it in the future. The way I would probably do it now is I would not include any like actual speech bubbles. I would just use like a character images, and I would just add like transitions to make it more like engaging and stuff like that. Because before then, all I did was like I would take a still image and I would just like add slight transitions, and I would just do it that way while I was like voice acting, in a sense, which wasn't like the greatest thing ever, but it was a start, I guess. And they had quite a few views, I guess. All of them had like 200 views at a time when I just started, so it wasn't like tiny amount. I still have them. I mean, I still have them on my laptop, so I might like upload them somewhere else at some point and give you guys a link so you can watch them at some point. I'll think about it. But if some of you saw it, you probably know that it wasn't good because I didn't have the microphone for it. I did it with a pair of headset. And yeah, that was something. Because like before I started YouTube, as a little secret for you guys, before I started YouTube, for the first months, I didn't have a microphone. I think my first video, actually when I started to have a microphone, let me check actually my YouTube channel, because I think my first video when I actually got like the proper setup and everything was probably, I want to say,
May the Animo Archon protect you.
I think the one where I was talking about like upgrading my camera setup, so about 2 months ago. So the first like, I want to say 20 or so videos, I didn't have a microphone. And I still managed to make audio out of it. Believe it or not, that was my first like...
Swirling snow.
God damn it. That was my first introduction to YouTube. I scuffed audio and a clip champ as an editing software. Because before I started YouTube, I never used editing software. I didn't even know how to use it. My first attempt was so bad that I had to like practice and actually watch some tutorials on how to use editing software. I was so goddamn inept. I didn't know how to cut a video. Think about that. I didn't know how to cut a video. If you watch a few of my first videos, I didn't even cut anything. That it was like straight up. It was straight up, just unediting, unfiltered footage, and it would just go.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of
It was.
motion.
It was just editing stuff, and honestly, it wasn't horrible. Surprisingly, but the stroke of luck, I made it sound decent. Right now, I use DaVinci Resolve, which is actually pretty easy software to use. If you are actually starting off YouTube, the program that I would recommend for you, if you are just like new to editing, is something called Clipchamp. And Clipchamp is such an easy and effective software editing. If you have like a very, very low-end computer, if you don't have like a powerful rig which you need for DaVinci, use Clipchamp. Literally, it spells everything out for you perfectly. It makes it so easy. It's literally click and drag. You go there, you upload your footage, you cut it, and you can even edit transitions, you can edit text, you can edit audio, you can even separate audio, you can like separate the tracks, you can put transitions, you can do a lot of really, really good things with it, and it's free.
There's no need to exchange.
I'll type it in chat. It's not a promotion, but it's something I use personally.
Just to occupy.
I used it for about 2 months before I go DaVinci, because DaVinci is better because it's more advanced and it makes it easier for you to actually like edit good stuff.
Relax.
But if you guys just thinking about starting doing YouTube, use this. I would suggest use this for about a month. Get yourself familiarized. It's not PogChamp, Jeff. Relax. It's made by Microsoft, which you might think is horrible, and it was before, but this actual version is actually pretty good. I personally used it for months, or even 2, I think, before I switched off to DaVinci Resolve. Because for DaVinci Resolve, if you don't have a powerful rig... Oh, no worries, Doug. Have a good one. Sorry if I missed some of your messages, guys. I'm just trying to, like, you know, share my stories a little bit. But basically, I used that program for about good months or so. And it's so easy to use. It basically allows you to, like, edit with 0 experience in editing. If you never edited a video, use it. Even if you don't plan to do YouTube, use it. Because knowing how to do editing of your videos is such a valuable skill to have. Even if you never plan to edit a video in your life, just to know how to do it in case you need to do it in the future is very, very valuable. Because it's gonna make you look better, no matter what you're doing. Learning editing is essential. Just as a base of knowledge to have. Just, you don't need to like know how to color grade or how to make like super high intensity transitions or how to make high intensity like subtitles. All that stuff will come with experience if you are thinking about doing it. But the way I would personally suggest, make a video, anything. It could be gameplay. Play Genshin for goodness sake. Just make something and then edit it. Doesn't matter if it's good. It really doesn't matter. Just try like see how you feel about it, because you never know, you might enjoy it, and it could be like a fun hobby for you to like, if you have some fun stuff that you observe in a game. Like the way I make videos is, if I think of an idea, I record it and then see if I want to make a video about it. Even if it's bad, I still record it, and then I either don't make a video about it or I just put in like a folder of potential background footage.
There's no need to exchange.
Because the more you practice, the better you are at editing. Like, at editing, there's no such thing as skill. There's only experience. Because editing is one of those things that, like, it doesn't matter how bad you think you are at it. You can get good at it. Even if your hands just come out like a tree trunks, you can still do editing. Believe me. Believe someone that had absolutely 0 experience of editing and learned it in about 2 to 3 months. If you are worried that you like gonna get scuffed on video edits, watch a few tutorials. There's absolute ludicrous amounts of them on YouTube. Ludicrous amounts. And they explain it to you like exceptionally easy. If you like don't know how to do something, every time I would like reach a wall in editing, like the first time I tried to make interactive subtitles for a video, I had no clue how to do it. So I watched a video on how to do it, like a simple tutorial, like 5 minutes, and I learned it. It was as easy as that, really. You literally don't need to do anything else.
Speed of light.
I mean, yeah, you can come up there. I've been there before. It's just nothing there. Greg, don't pretend like you discovered the wheel. Like, I know you can come up there. It's just nothing there. There's not even like a chest or anything.
Hey!
Swollen Fury.
Ah, goddamn. I don't think I have enough stamina to go there, actually. Never mind. But as I said, if you want to just improve yourself a little bit, because
Protect you.
think of it this way. If in the future you decide somehow that you want to do YouTube, you're already going to have the skills for it. You're not going to have to spend time like I did learning something pretty much essential, unless you want to pay somebody else to do it,
Speed of light.
which majority of the people can afford when they only start out. So, you gotta learn this stuff. You gotta better yourself, you gotta improve. Because, believe me, nobody makes good videos on their first attempt. No single person out there is proud of their first videos. The only people that are proud of their first videos are people who delete them. Because nobody can find them. So they make it seem like their first video is good. You know? They put the best stuff out there. I didn't do that. My first video is atrocious. But I got them proud of it still, because it took me... Like, think of it this way. It takes the balls to put yourself out there. It takes massive, massive balls to put yourself out there for people to judge. Because think of it this way. If you go outside right now, you probably will see at least 10 people out there, right? And think of it in a sense of a video. Like, your first video getting 10 views. Think of it this way. It's 10 people watching at you. If you go outside and those 10 people just start staring at you, it would be uncomfortable. But you would have eyes on you.
There's no such
And that's the
thing
way
as
I think about it. I don't think about it as in numbers. I think of it as actual people. And that way, you just kind of try to develop and grow and make those people actually think that you at least somewhat funny, you know? If you actually want to pursue it, you never know, you might not want to. You might want to try it and see, well, it's not for me, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Because not everybody is like, wants attention. And I perfectly understand that. There's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody wants to be like super, super social. Some people just want to have fun and like hang out with like interesting people that they at least somewhat enjoy and like company of. And I think that's perfectly normal. But it's always important, in my personal humble opinion, to improve yourself. Even if it's something you think you don't need. If it's something that can better yourself in the future, your future self will thank you. I think about it that way.
Illusion shattered.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world.
As I said, Greg,
Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
you literally can make content about anything. I guarantee there's gonna be at least a handful of people that are gonna like what you make. I guarantee it. If you just make stuff that you think is good.
Relax.
The thing is, if somebody wants to start making videos, I want to give you a little advice. So, the way I approach making videos is, I think of it this way. Would I want to watch this? That's just the only question I ask myself. And if the answer is no, this was the point of making this video. That's the way I think about it. It might not be the best way of thinking about it, but like, if you yourself not interested in what you're making, there was a point of making it. As I said, as long as you're proud of your content, it doesn't matter what anyone else says. It could be like as scuffed
There's no
as you
need to
possibly can make it. As long as you're proud of what you're making, and as long as you keep doing it, there's gonna be people who enjoy it.
May the animal archon
I can guarantee you,
The world remains constant.
there's gonna be at least a handful of people that are gonna like it. As I said, the only thing that I want to give you guys advice on as well, do not feel pressured. If you want to pursue something as a hobby first, think of it as a hobby first, and then if you enjoy it, start pursuing it as a passion, and after that start thinking about it as a work. If you start thinking about it as a work straight up, you're not gonna enjoy it. You're gonna burn out, you're gonna not feel creative, and you're just gonna stop doing it in the end, bro. Think about it as a fun thing you look forward to. The way I'm doing it, every time I stream for you guys, I feel like I'm enjoying myself. I feel fun. I feel like we have a little bit of a friend circle thing going on. We talk about things that we like. We share some fun stories, share some fun moments, and I enjoy that. The same thing with videos. Like, every time you guys watch it, you comment, you say that you either liked it or not. Either way, I'm like, cool. That's nice. Because, like, even if you don't like it, if you comment, if you have enough, like, care in the world to say that, like, you know what, this video wasn't really for me, I still enjoy that. I still enjoy reading, like, comments that, like, because I never received a single comment that was, like, straight up, you trash or stuff like that, like, shit talking. Because, like, I never make videos that I'll, like, attempted to piss anyone off, so I think people realize it. Because, like, I definitely get dislikes every now and again. Like, not often, but, like, a few of my videos have, like, a few dislikes here and there. So, I do realize it's not, my content is not for everyone. But, that's not what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on people that actually enjoy it. And I'm trying to make people like that to gather more. And just feel like, you know, building a little community that people can just come out, hang out, have some fun, have a few laughs here and there. Because, like, my intent for making content is to make people laugh first and foremost. Because, as some of you may know, I'm not always, like, cheery and, like, you know, happy-go-lucky guy. I have my hard times every now and again, and I definitely had those times when I, before I started YouTube, I wasn't in, like, the greatest space in mentally and physically, well, you know, stuff like that, like COVID and, you know, all that stuff hit me pretty hard. I couldn't go out, I couldn't meet people, you know, it just messed me up mentally. And the way I would cope with it is I would watch people that I enjoy. I would watch, like, YouTube videos, I watch streams, and those people make you laugh. And one day I was like, you know what?
I've got a sharp tongue.
I want to be that person for someone else. I wonder if I have the talent
That's their problem.
and capacity to be that kind of person to somebody else. Because, like, to me personally, I feel like if I can make at least one person laugh, it's worth it doing what I'm doing. Because that one person might feel motivated to do what I'm doing and actually make a difference themselves. Because, you know, like, it's easy to think about making content as just a job, you know? Because essentially it is, if you're making money out of it, it is a job. But I think a lot of people forget that, like, unless you enjoy what you're doing, like, as long as you enjoy what you're doing, it's not going to be a job for
There's
you.
no such thing as pure freedom in this.
Because if you're having fun, it's not going to feel like a job. It's just going to feel like a nice, even hobby. Even if you're full-time, like, content creator, the best thing about it would be if you do something that you love and you don't feel like that's a job. Because to me personally, my actual job right now feels like a job because it's not something I technically want to do, it's just something I need to do for obvious reasons. But whenever I do YouTube, that doesn't feel like a job. That feels like a fun thing that I enjoy. So, especially streams. Like, streams is probably my favorite part of actually doing YouTube, or, like, content creation in general, because, like, I definitely enjoy making videos. I wouldn't say that making videos is not fun for me, but I feel like making streams is where I get to show myself as a person. Because in the videos, I show myself more as a character in a sense. It's not like I'm saying I'm fake in my videos. It's more like I'm trying to make it entertaining. I try to make it engaging for you guys so you don't get bored and, like, you know, I don't want to make it stuff that's not fun. But during live streams, I can just actually be myself. I can, like, I literally spent the past almost 2 hours just talking to you guys. And if I didn't enjoy this, like, where would I do that, you know? So that's my personal view on content creation. And I hope you guys share my opinion on that. Because I feel like I'm a firm believer. If you enjoy what you're doing, it's not gonna feel like a chore, at least. And that's where I'm at with, like, a lot of things in life, really. Like, doing YouTube made me realize that it made me humble in a way. And I know that sounds strange because, like, that's pretty counterintuitive, considering, like, I have more eyes on me than I didn't do YouTube, but making YouTube made me humble in the sense of it made me realize that making something for somebody else is very how should I put it? Not really endearing, but more of like enjoyable, I guess. It made me feel like if I don't do stuff just for myself as I was doing previously, because like I didn't have that many friends, so I would do things that I personally enjoyed, and like I would do things mostly for me, because like if you are an introvert, you usually live mostly for yourself. Not as a selfish thing, but that's just because you don't surround yourself with a lot of people. But
There's no such thing as pure
when I started doing YouTube, I realized that, you know what?
Go on forever.
Those people, they enjoy my stuff, you know? They probably look forward to me making something else for them, to make them laugh and to make their day a little bit better. And it made me humble in that way. Because I realized that, you know what? Maybe my life is not just about myself. What if I make my life, at least, you know, not like a full thing, at least not right now, but like a little bit of my life, what if I make it about other people as well? How would it make me feel? And it made me super, super humbled whenever I start thinking about that way. Because whenever you just think about yourself, you become selfish. You don't think about other people as much. You become selfish not because you want to, but it's just because the way you are, really. As an introvert. I'm sure a lot of you can relate, guys. But as long as you force yourself to stop being introverted and become more open and more honest and talk about things that you probably wouldn't talk usually, because you probably wouldn't feel comfortable, you wouldn't know how people react, you would feel like, maybe it's not for me, I don't feel super, you know, open about it. I'd rather keep it to myself and like bottle it up. Because the first few streams I was definitely reserved. I was definitely like trying my best to not like say things that I saw maybe sound weird. Maybe I would like make some people angry. I was like afraid of even swearing every now and like I don't swear a lot, but I was like afraid, ooh, would people think I'm crude? Would people like not enjoy me as much if I start swearing every now and again? Because like I try to keep swearing off my videos simply because I want more people to enjoy them and I don't want like swearing to be a focal point of them. But I feel like swearing to me personally is like whenever I'm passionate, I swear sometimes. I don't do it maliciously and I don't try to like offend people with it, but I do it as a more as an endearing thing more than anything, because like whenever I swear, that's how you know the real me comes out. Because I don't fake that stuff. Like I only swear when I'm super passionate about something. I never do it otherwise. That's like one way of finding if I'm genuine about something. If I don't swear, that's how you know something's wrong. I'm joking, but you know, just kind of basics terms how my brain works. Because like as somebody that came from a country that is kind of known for having a little bit of a potty mouth, you know, it's inevitable, if you will. But yeah, as I was saying, content creation was probably the best choice was for me to make myself feel like my life is not just about me. My life is not that important in the grand scheme of things, you know? Like, my opinion is good, but it's not like the end all and be all of this world, you know? That's how making YouTube videos made me feel. And I mean, look, I'm not trying to sound like I became a monk or something, or like gain enlightenment and open my third eye and start seeing the universe for what it is. But you know, it's just little things, you know? It's little things that make you feel like you did something good. Because every time I upload a video and every time I see like somebody commenting and they were like, the first time I saw somebody comment, a little bit of sob story to you guys, bear with me. The first time I uploaded one of my videos, and my first comment ever somebody was somebody said, I remember like it was yesterday. It was about 2 months ago. My first comment was like, I think it was on a video, Ida is the best waifu. My first ever comment was, I don't know what shit are you on, but I'll definitely be listening. That comment stuck with me till now. Because somebody took their time off and was like, you know what? I'm not sure what you're on about, man, but I kind of like it. And I was like, damn, that hit me hard. Because that was like the first point when I was like, ooh, you know what? Kind of felt good. Because even if it was hate comment at first, I would have still probably remembered it. But like, I think the reason why it stuck with me so much, it was because it wasn't necessarily a positive comment either, but it wasn't a negative one. Because the guy wasn't like, oh, I don't like what you're doing. What was the shit about? He was like, I'm not sure what you're on about, but
in this world.
I'll definitely be listening.
Wind cannot blow on forever.
I don't know if that guy knows who he is, or if he still like watches my stuff, but I'll definitely remember that guy for a while. Because that comment was good. It was a funny comment. But yeah, ever since then, I enjoyed reading and like listening to people's opinions.
Anything the knights can do for you?
Because the thing is, the only video that I couldn't read a lot of comments, and it's for obvious reasons, was my most popular video, if you will. Not to toot my own horn, but you know, that big one. The one that everyone knows. And the one that people came and to my stream and were like, oh, you were that guy. And I was like, yes, I was that guy. But yeah, it's just because like, I think it was like 3k comments or something. And I was like, I can't physically respond to everyone. I was like, I responded to as many people as I could on that video. Because I really wanted to show people that I actually care. And I did. I mean, there were a lot of people that were like, that's a cool video.
You think I've got a
and I was like,
tongue?
all right,
Just tell
damn.
it like it is.
I gotta respond to those people. I gotta say thanks.
Maybe that's their problem.
And honestly, that was my first moment when I was like, damn, that felt good. Because I never felt like my videos are super important, or I never felt like my videos are meant to be like anything more than just a fun, a little escapey type of things for people to enjoy. Because like, I grew up watching people like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, like, I know it's cringe, but you know, I fucking admire those people because they came from pretty much just being regular guys to just being who the hell they are now, which is like, they made so much cool stuff. Like, Mark was definitely like a big inspiration on me creative-wise, because like, I watched him since I was
There's no such
10 years
thing as
old.
pure freedom in this world.
I watched him ever
Wind
since...
cannot blow on
No,
forever.
not 10. Excuse me. 2012, so I was 12 years old. I watched him ever since he was uploading Dead Space. That guy was a massive inspiration to me. He was like one of the first people who inspired me to actually try something to do for myself. So, it's definitely flattering that you think that way. I definitely appreciate it, because like, he's the person that inspired me to be who I am right now. Like, a lot of the humor that I got was probably from him, because he is a very kind man. He's a very endearing
need to
individual,
change
and he's definitely a very fun
It's rather pathetic to force a
guy.
conversation just to occupy
So,
silence.
I definitely appreciate that comparison. I don't think I'm quite yet at that point, but hopefully in the future, maybe. Because I definitely aspire to be at least half as good as him. Both as a person and as a content creator. Because even as a person, like, he's somebody to look up to. Even if you don't like what he's making. Even if you think that his content is, like, bad. Like, you don't like horror games, or you don't like how he speaks or anything like that. I just think he's such a cool individual, because like he does a lot of like experimental stuff. Like, I don't really watch Mark's gameplay anymore just because I don't really have time, but I definitely check him out every now and again. Especially when he streams, I kind of just pop in and just see what he is up to. And like, my favorite videos when he would just like do videos about the randomest things ever. Like, at one point, I don't know if you guys know this, at one point he just made like the entire series on Sour Patch Kids products. He would just like open random Sour Patch Kids for like 20 minutes, and he made like 6 videos. And that's all he did for like a good year when the COVID was. He would just like bash companies and would like review their products. And he was known for like gaming channel, so like he just does stuff that he thinks is cool, and I definitely admire that. That's why like when I started uploading stuff besides Genshin, I was like super nervous because I didn't know how people would react, and I was like, you know what? Even if the stuff that I upload doesn't get as many views as my Genshin stuff, I was like, you know what? It's something I think is fun, and I think it's something that anyone can get into, even if it's not like super engaging, and it's not something they particularly like have interest over. I still felt like, you know what? I feel like people will find it at least fun. Because like, I don't want to be the kind of guy that is known for a game. I don't want to be that. I want to be a kind of guy that is known for his personality, and somebody that can bring joy to people who just happen to like the same game, you know? And stick around for actually who I am. Because that's the kind of people that actually want to cater my content to. No, not that kind of content creator. I just meant as in, you know.
You think I've got a sharp tongue?
I enjoy games, don't get me wrong, but
If someone can't handle
I don't want games to be like
that's their
my...
problem.
I don't want a single game to be my focal point, you know? Because like there's a lot of content creators, especially in Genshin community, they only play Genshin. And they're only known for Genshin. And I don't think that's a bad thing, don't get me wrong. That's perfectly fine. As long as you enjoy what you're doing, I'm a firm believer, it doesn't matter what you make. If Genshin is just what you enjoy and you feel super passionate about it, and you just want to make videos about Genshin, that's perfectly fine. That's absolutely fine. Because as long as you make what you love, that's all that matters. But to me personally, in the future, I want to be more oriented towards streaming rather than making YouTube videos. Because I feel like with streaming, it's where my personality comes out. It's where my actual jokes come out. It's where I feel like people actually enjoy me for who I am. With videos, it's more like I make a very exaggerated version of myself. I make it more like snappy. I make it more engaging in a sense, you know?
There's no such
It's not a bad thing, don't get me wrong. It's a perfectly normal
We
thing
cannot blow on forever.
to just make videos. I don't blame anyone. This is how Jean Lee just comes up to people. Just comes from behind, just stares at them. Honestly, if Jean Lee just came to me and would just stare at me like that, I would be like,
This is order.
I love that, man. Anyways, I was saying, I just feel like my personality shines best when... I mean, I can't blame you. I think my personality comes out best when I talk about things I'm passionate about. And I'm definitely not just passionate about Genshin. I'm passionate about many things. I'm passionate about reading, like manga and manhwa. I'm passionate about other games. I'm also passionate just about, like,
The world
random
remains
things, really.
constant over the centuries,
Like,
but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
I'm quite passionate just about, like, commentary in general. I'm quite passionate about voice acting, as I said
You
before.
think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell
Quite
it like
passionate
it
about
is.
just, like,
Someone can't handle it.
funny
That's their problem.
skit stuff. Like, in the future, I just want to be, like, more of a personality rather than a gaming channel, you know? Because I aspire to be at a point in the future where I can make anything.
There is no escape.
I mean, Jean-Lee will have water on all of us one day. Can you blame him?
Illusion shattered.
But yeah, as I was
There's
saying,
no such thing as pure freedom.
I just want to be known as a
Even the
person
wind
first
cannot
and
blow
foremost
forever.
rather than a gaming channel, you know? Because a lot of gaming channels, they are only known for games. They don't really try to develop their personality. And they definitely get more views that way because they don't make it about themselves, they make it about the game. And that's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If that's something people enjoy, that's perfectly fine. If they don't want to get themselves out there and just want to focus on the focal point of the game, I think that's perfectly fine. But in my opinion, it's more fun when you build a community around the game rather than build a community on a game, if that makes sense. Because, like, if you build a community around something, then you get people that actually care about who you are, rather than just care about what you make.
Relax.
And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like the more you gain a connection with people, the more you feel like you actually make a difference. Because it's very hard to judge what people think if they don't actually know who you are, you know? Because it's very easy for people to just, you know, like what you make, but don't necessarily like you.
Stabilize.
And in those cases, you might get imposter syndrome, which is like the case of where you feel like you're making something good, but you don't feel like you making it, you feel like somebody else making it for you. And I definitely don't want to get to that point.
The world remains constant over
Because
the
I feel like if I ever get to that point,
Got a sharp
I would lose
I just
who
tell
I
it
am,
like it is.
rising
in a
through
sense.
If
water.
someone can't handle it,
Transitory.
Oh, Sup,
that's
Savik?
their problem.
You missed me rambling about my life experiences. If you feel like listening to about 1.5 hours of me talking about voice acting, my school experience, college experience, stuff like that, you can watch it at a later time if you are interested.
Relax.
I didn't play much Genshin, if you will, but we talked quite a bit with guys in chat today. I wish you were there. You missed quite a lot, honestly. I was a bit late as well. You missed me going off about my Wi-Fi for about a good 5 minutes as well at the beginning. Because of a snow storm that we had. If you believe it, in UK, we had a snow. So the entire country shut down. Everyone was panicking. It's even more terrifying than whenever sun comes out. You know? So, a bit of a crisis. Oh yeah, I mean, Savik. I definitely understand it. It's nothing. I was just joking around. I understand that it's not like everybody has their own stuff to do. I definitely understand it. It's perfectly fine. I mean, I appreciate whenever you turn up anyway. Because you usually show up almost every stream. Like, I see you lurking every now and again. I probably should actually spend my resin, because I forgot to do it. Savik, the funny thing that I'm not even from UK. So, I was brainwashed that way. Because, like, in UK, what are the two things you're gonna complain about? Weather and the people. That's the only two things you complain about in UK, and that's how you start conversations. You come up to a guy, you were like, oh, the weather is pretty crap, huh? And the guy's like, yeah, it's pretty shit. Anyway, how are you? That's how every single conversation in UK starts. You talk about the weather, you complain about people, and then you get on with your life. And then you maybe ask how is their day, but that's optional, really. Like, who needs to know that? Actually, talking about the weather, it was actually sunny a few days ago, if you can believe it, during winter. And I was definitely surprised by that, because usually the sun doesn't come in often. It's more rare than a goddamn Bigfoot at this point. Like, I'd believe rather that Bigfoot is real than sun. Because I see it maybe once a year. Like, if you came up to me and told me, like, oh, I saw Bigfoot yesterday, I would be like, oh, really? Nice. I wouldn't believe you if you told me, like, oh, you know what? I saw a sun yesterday. I would be like, what sun? What are you talking about? You crazy son of a bitch. Just because we're only getting it, as I said, maybe once a year if we're lucky. And that's only if you're lucky. And that's mostly in the south. If you don't live in the south, ooh boy. If you live in the north, sun is like just a mystical creature. You might as well pray to it like a god. Because you're never gonna see it.
Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish.
Anyway, enough about me rambling about weather. I'm sure you probably had more than enough about that. I actually quite enjoy snow. Like, not to bring the topic back, but since I grew up with a lot of snow, since I was a kid, I love snow. The only problem that I have with snow is that when it gets mixed with mud, because then it's not snow, it's a slush. I hate it. There's nothing worse than walking around in a slush like that, because it feels like a swamp at that point. But there's no better feeling than just stepping on like crisp, like just freshly fallen down snow. Like, that feeling is unlike any other. One of the best, honestly. Because ever since I was a child, we used to have snowball competitions, if you will, when I was a kid. And one of the stupid things that we would do as children, you know, children are pretty dumb creatures in general. Everyone who was a child once knows that children are probably the most, like, I don't want to be mean to children, but like, as a child myself, I remember myself being super hyperactive, yet exceptionally unaware of dangers, if you will. Because one of the things that we used to do was, when I was like 8, we used to jump off the second roof top into a pile of snow. And if you didn't jump correctly, as was proven by one of my acquaintances, you can break your legs. You can break your legs very easily. So usually, when you jump off the roof into a pile of snow, you would think that you would need to bend your knees and like jump almost as a bomb type of situation, right? As you jump in the water. But there were some geniuses that would jump legs first. And that way, they would shatter their knees. And you would think the first time somebody did that, the other kids would be like, oh, ooh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Nope. We would be just like, you know what? More fun for us. So almost every single child in my school at least broke their knees once. Except me, because I was never dumb enough to actually do it. I never jumped off the goddamn roof. I was the type of dude that I was the guys that would encourage others to jump. I would be like at the bottom waving at them and like, come on you pussy, jump down. I would be the instigator. Which I'm not proud of, but you know. As a kid, you dare other people to do it. You know? And if they don't do it, they lose street cred. And there's nothing worse to a child than losing cred in a society full of children. Because that's worse than a death sentence.
Mind the damage.
I mean, Savik, as somebody that grew up was pretty much having minus 30 every single winter, I pretty much at least 10% snow at this point, because I hated living in Ukraine because every single winter we had minus 30 and every single summer we had plus 30. So it was never good weather. It was on the extreme sides of both spectrums. It was either exceptionally goddamn cold to the point that you would have to wear like 10 layers of clothing in order to keep yourself from freezing to death. Or it would be so goddamn hot that you would have to pretty much walk naked in order to survive. Otherwise you would boil alive. So I didn't like either ways, honestly. Sure, we can do some bosses. That's perfectly fine. I mean, we can actually go and do a few now. I still have 80 resin, so we can go mess around with a few bosses. Let's see. I guess let's do the dragon, because I think I need a few for Scaramouche. But yeah, as I was saying, didn't like it. I hate hot weather and I hate cold weather. My perfect temperature is about 20 degrees. If it's above or below that, I hate it. That's why I don't like despise England that much, because majority of the time it's not like super cold and it's not super hot. The only problem is that it rains so goddamn much. If like England didn't have monsoons of rains every single time you walk outside, I think England would be probably the perfect place to live. If it only had a little bit of sunlight. If like sun decided to come out maybe like once a week, I think England probably would be the perfect place to live, weather-wise. Not in any other aspect. In every other aspect it wouldn't be. But weather-wise it would be. Because like, I like places like Spain, I like places like Japan. But the problem with them is that they have a horrendous weather. So, you either sacrifice your pretty much health, I guess, with weather and live in a perfect society like Japan, or you sacrifice your social stuff and live in a godforsaken place like England. So, it's give and take, really.
Illusion shattered.
It's pretty much what you decide to forsake, because like you gotta have an equal exchange. So you either sacrifice your future sanity and live in a place where there's like earthquakes, tsunamis, this goddamn humidity over the roof. You get tremors every time you walk outside. Like, poor people in Japan, like, I can't imagine how it is to live in a place where it's, like, earthquakes almost every single week. Well, I exaggerate, but you know.
I'm sure
I can't imagine, because, like, I would be so horrified
I'll simply send
to
someone
buy
fetch it.
remotely
As soon as I
anything
remember
expensive.
what it was.
if I had anything even remotely expensive, especially like figurines or anything like that, I would be horrified to put them anywhere. Because I would always think about it like, what if I walk outside and suddenly just earthquake strikes and everything just gets ruined? Because there was some livelihoods of people just go up in flames because of like earthquakes. And I'm super privileged that I never had to experience them. Because like in a lot of countries, tsunamis and earthquakes are such a massive deal. And it's like, it's horrible. I honestly feel super bad for people who they have to like live with that type of stuff. Because it just seems like such overwhelming stuff to deal with. Because like, I can't even imagine, like, in England we do get floods. Oh, alright, no worries. In England we still get floods, but it's nowhere near on the same level as like tsunamis and stuff. It's just like, oh, our feet go a little bit wet. What are you gonna do? But like, when it hits tsunami, your entire goddamn house gets flooded. The same with like tornadoes and stuff like that. Like, I'm super lucky that I never had to experience those like natural disasters, because the places that I live in obviously just don't have them, like just naturally, because you know, it's not in the hemisphere of where it can happen. Like, tectonic plates doesn't shift in England, and tsunamis are not really a thing. There's no tornadoes because there's no hot wind, so we're kind of like isolated from every single natural disaster you can think of. We don't have any wild animals, we don't have any like, you can start a fire. You would be lucky to start a fire, if anything, even on your goddamn oven. Like at the gas stove, you'd be lucky to do that in some places. But
now to start reeling them in.
I always saw, it's funny whenever like I see a fire department going somewhere, because I'm like, who is the lad that managed to start a fire in England? Like, that's impressive to me, honestly. I'm just joking, obviously it's horrible, but you know, it's just always it's always impressive to me whenever some lads manage to like start a fire somewhere in like a woods. Because like there was like an article I think I read like one of the years, I don't remember when, but it was like a somebody started a fire in a forest. They burned one tree, and I was like, how? All the trees are wet all the time. How do you burn a tree? Because you gotta pour like 10 liters of gasoline on the entire thing and just light it like a bonfire in order to burn it down. I'm like, there's surely some sorcery going on. How did the lad manage that? Oh, no worries, Shane. It's perfectly fine. No worries. I understand. I mean, I had, as I said, Wi-Fi issues for like the entire day as well. It's perfectly fine. I'm not an arsonist. I never burned a single match in my life, Sabik. How dare you accuse me? I wish I was. Because it seems fun, but, you know. I just like... Whenever... Funny story. A little bit off topic. So, when I was a child, I went on a camping trip with my parents. Well, with my dad and my uncle. And on one of the nights, after fishing, my parents were cooking, well, my dad and my uncle were cooking, like a soup, like a fish soup. And everybody got drunk. And I remember clear as day. I was, like, sleeping. And I remember hearing, like, a scream. And I looked out the window. And it was one of the, like, my uncle's friends. Who was just like barrel rolling into a bonfire, and like his entire back was on fire. And I never understood how he or why he did it, but like his entire jacket got burned. Luckily he didn't receive like any injury, but he was like straight up barrel rolling inside a bonfire. And I was like, So that's what alcohol does to you. That's why I don't drink. Don't drink, guys, especially near fire. It's not gonna end up good for you. Because I remember, like, it was yesterday. I wake up, I hear, like, a piercing scream. I thought goddamn aliens started invading or something. It was, like, bright as day as well because of the bonfire. And I look outside my window and I just see, like, a goddamn fire. Like, imagine, like, physically unfit gentleman with, like, a beer gut. With his back on fire, running around in circles. And that's the first thing you see after you wake up. I was thinking goddamn superheroes emerged or something. I was so fucking aliens just descending and granting us superpowers or something. One of those monks was portals open. Or something. I have a bunch of those stories like that. That's what alcohol does to you.
Taking the bait. Yes. Now
it's not traumatic memory subject when you think about it. Cause like, I just found it funny. Cause like, nobody got hurt. It was just like a drunken, dumb decision somebody make. Cause if somebody got hurt, I definitely would have been traumatized for life. But the fact that nobody got hurt, I think that's probably why it's not like a traumatic memory to me. Because yeah, definitely if like that uncle got like his entire back burned to crisp, I would be like, oh, I'll probably have nightmares about it. But it was just like everybody was laughing because like even the guy himself was like laughing afterwards because like as soon as he got his back on fire, it wasn't like he was running around for like an hour. It was just like more like a minute or so, and just somebody dumped like a bucket of water on him. And that was it. But I just remember it was funny to me because it's the first thing you wake up. I was like half asleep. It was like dead at night. It was silence. And I just hear like a scream emerge. It just shot at me. I was just like, barrel roll outside the bed. I just look at the window, see what's going on. Goddamn bandits invaded or something. But yeah, that was one of the experiences of my camping younger days. It's definitely fun, I'd say. UID? Yeah, sure. There you go. This is my like main account I play on.
Not to worry.
I have another one, this one, which is more like the account that I used to play on, in case you guys interested. This is like my secret account that not everybody knows. And I have the man, the myth, the legend, as you should. As my man, as my main man. But yeah, anyway. Enough self-advertisement. I mean, I'm sure it is. I don't play that often nowadays. Plus, my account's free to play anyway. Like, I don't spend money, so it's not hard to beat, I'd say. It's honestly rather easy. But yeah. Whew. Yeah, as I said, I would just not play every single day because work and stuff like that. I only usually play whenever I have free time, really, nowadays. And whenever I stream, more than anything, because I don't have... Oh yeah, I guess I can change the Zhao to the left side. Yeah, I just saw like I put him on the right side because of like chat in case somebody comes and like talks. I thought it would be easier. I don't really know who this person is, but I presume they're somebody from stream. Oh, I see. No worries. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, as I said, guys, if you want to join, just join. It's oh, Shane. Yeah, it's just guys, you don't have your actual names, as I don't either. So, just get a little bit confusing for me personally.
If you're not sure what to do next, how about I take you on a walk?
I should probably explore Sumeru at some point. I still haven't explored Sumeru even slightly. I think I did like a little bit of a desert, but I just can't find the goddamn time to do it.
All the world
I want to, but
I'm
I'm so goddamn busy all the time. Like, I might actually do it on this weekend. I might do like a long stream and just explore Sumeru for like good 10 hours or so. Because I think I'm not that busy this weekend. I'm pretty sure I have time. Not sure who this is either, but I presume somebody from stream. I doubt that anybody else would want to join me otherwise. I mean, that's how it is. But yeah, as for suggestions, Sadvik, I think it's a good idea. I just saw, like, as you see, like, whenever people join, as I said, I thought chat would be a little bit more important. Because, like, I can just show my ID if somebody asks. I think I can maybe, like... put it here, maybe? Just so I scooch it over a little bit. I'll see what I can do in OBS later. Because, like, I keep that Zhao just as a representation of me. Just so it doesn't look like I'm just like a faceless ghost, you know?
The world remains constant over the centuries.
Best flavor in the world? The sweet, sweet taste of victory. And that's why I've never spent a single mora on any of my snacks. I've won them all, fair and square.
Ah, goddamn. I love Ito so much. Ito is my spirit animal, honestly, at this point. I love the man. He speaks to me. Oh, I see. I guess I'll let somebody random in. I mean, it's fine. Not like I'm gonna, you know, kick them out. It's fine. Alright, you wanna fight this guy? There you go.
From our homeland, or a fool who trespasses upon the waters of Chingsa. Coveting the shapes of the living, pure water can take on many forms. In this way, shall water deliver your punishment.
Don't bite off more than you can chew.
The power of water.
Oh, goddamn. I hate this goddamn bubble. Well. I need to heal. I don't want to die. What do I have? What do I have? Let's do this. I don't know. Good enough. I probably shouldn't have chosen Raiden. But
Without solid ground,
it will do.
terrestrial creatures become simply helpless. The power of water is its ability to take any shape.
Ooh. Oh, the goddamn crabs! Crabs are so delicious, yet so deadly. How could it be? How could something so delicious be so mean? I'm dead. God damn it! Well, that was something.
Clear skies can...
Let's see what happens when you lose your foothold.
I'm so bad at...
Do you see that tree?
Arcanate fight.
Wait.
I just can't grasp the how to dodge that bubble thing. I know you need to like sprint as fast as possible, but most of the time I just don't make it. And that annoys me greatly, honestly. I like these guys though. They're pretty easy to kill. And don't annoy me. The worst enemies actually on this fight is those flying birds. I hate them with passion. I always feel bad when you defeat Arcanate. She just talks like about we pretty much cause mass extinction of the entire race, because I think we just killed the last inhabitants, and I feel bad for them, honestly.
Good. There is no escape.
Well. Do you guys want to do anything else? I'm up to play a little bit more, and I'll probably be rounding up in about 10 or so minutes, because I kind of want to sleep. Honestly, been tired. I mean, it's fun hanging out with you guys, but you know, the man gotta have his rest a little bit. I'll probably stream actually tomorrow as well. I guess let's round it up on something fun.
Don't underestimate.
What do we have?
They can be some of the toughest little guys around.
You want to go fight the wolf?
Want to know what's on this beetle's diet?
This guy?
Sweat and tears. That's
Let's go fight something fun for the last bit. I don't need the healing. Healing is for the weak. Who said they need healing? Healing is only for those that are weak-minded. It's all about the perspective, you know? If you think you need heal, then you do, but if you don't... I'm just saying. Alright, let's go... Let's go fight the wolf guy, I guess. And probably after that, I'll round it up at that. Ooh. Some peace and quiet, finally. The rowdy guys are distracted. It's just you and me, guys.
Too slow.
I like how I didn't say a single word in the entire conversation. I feel a little bit bad, but you know. Alright, while we wait for the lands to gather, let me tell you another fun story. Buckle up, because that's a good one. So, there was once... another camping story, if you will. So, there was once a time when I went on a fishing trip with my uncle again. And we went on a fishing trip in like a semi-deep lake, and we went on like a little boat. We went pretty early in the morning as well. So we were fishing for, I'd say, from 8 a.m. till about 12 a.m. And as soon as we stopped fishing, we found ourselves surrounded by waves, which is hard to believe in the river, but it started raining. And we had to scouge all our stuff together and book it out of there as soon as possible. Because if you don't know, guys, whenever you travel on a little boat, that thing could tip over. And if it tips over in the river, you're pretty much screwed. Because as soon as it tips over, you're not going to get it back on. Because you don't have a leverage. So you need to... you would need to swim on a boat as a log and get to the shore. So, we scoured our way. We found like a little semi like tree resort area. And we stayed there for about an hour. And while we stayed there, I spotted a creature. So I'm gonna be a level 1 Scaramouche, so I'm not gonna do anything, guys. It's all up to you. I'm giving you a chance to prove yourself. So I'm just gonna be here. I'll just let you guys do your thing. So I stayed in there like little wood area, and I saw two eyes stare at me from the bushes. Red eyes, which freaked me the hell out. So, as any kid would do, I screamed. Naturally, I died. That's unfortunate. Why did... I'll be back, guys. You keep doing your thing. I'll be back. Just kill the wolf while I'm there. So, it's a good thing. I'll keep telling you the story. So, I see the two eyes stare at me from the bushes. And as an 8-year-old child, I was shitting myself. Because I thought it would be like a bear or a wolf or something that can actually hurt me as a child and eat me alive. Luckily, what I actually found was a hare. Which, if you don't know, it's a wild rabbit, like a massive one, that you would hunt and stuff. So, I see that massive hare, and I picked it up, and I found out later on that it was actually domesticated. It wasn't like a wild one, but I didn't know that. So I took it back with me to like our cabin, and I gave it a name and everything. I think I named it Carrot or something. Fitting name. So I take him back to the cabin.
Quit following me.
And I like pet him and everything. I show him around. I like drag him all the time. And oh, I don't have resin. Well, ain't that wonderful? Oh well, let me finish the story. So, I drag him around. I show him to like all my friends and stuff like that. I gave him a name. And one time, I bring him to like a gathering of children. And I show him around. I like show him. Everybody gets jealous. Well, like, where did you get the rabbit? I'm like, I found it. I'm a goddamn hunter. I found it in the forest and I domesticated. Because I thought, as a child, in my mind, I was like, this rabbit is wild. And I domesticated it. I took care of it. Now it's my rabbit. And what I didn't realize at the time, that the goddamn rabbit had a collar on it. Which I didn't see. So, in a hair, like, after I dug through it, I found a collar. And surprisingly, the way I found it was because I got into argument with one of the kids in that camp area, and he was like, that's my rabbit. He was like, he ran away. Where did you get him? He was like, I forget what the name was. He named it like Sunshine or some other crappy name, not Carrot. Was dumb name. But he got into heated argument with me. I was like, I found it in the forest. What do you mean it's your rabbit? It's mine. I found it. I'm an owner now. I domesticated it. So it's mine to take. And he was like, no, it's my rabbit. Look at his neck. There's a collar on it. And I was like, sure there is. And I'm like digging it through. I'm like, oh, I found the collar. I didn't want to admit it. I was like, I just put it down and I just walked away. I didn't even say anything. I was like, I was so ashamed because I go into argument. I was like so adamant that rabbit, I found it. It was my goddamn rabbit and that bastard tried to steal it from me. And I was like, fine. And I just walked away. I never talked to that guy again because he stole my rabbit. I found it. It was technically mine because we were living in the jungle rules there. Whoever found stuff is theirs in the forest. But yeah, that was a tale of how I found a pet and I lost it in the most shameful way possible. So yeah, that was my first pet as well that I ever had. And I had it collectively for about 12 hours. And I lost it in a tragic accident. No, does somebody pretty much took it away from me forcefully. Because I knew, like, if I denied it,
even the wind cannot.
I probably the kid will probably just tattle on me to their parents, and then we'll get in trouble. Because, like, as a child, I was deathly afraid of angering my parents. Because, like, my parents never laid a hand on me. Like, I never got spanked or anything, but I was always worried that, like, my parents were, like, very fearful parents. Like, they were imposing, especially my dad. Like, my dad was a large man. He would be like, every time I would misbehave, my dad wouldn't even, like, get angry at me. He would just, like, lean over and would, like, if you continue doing this, I will take you out. I brought you into this world. I can easily take you out. And he would say stuff like that to me all the time whenever I would misbehave, and I was like,
I just tell it like it is.
My father,
if someone can't,
how could you say that?
Maybe that's their
problem. Would you do it? Are you serious? So I was like afraid. I was like, if I mess up, I might just never leave this forest. I might just end up like a Mowgli or something. Just start like swinging on the lianas and stuff. So yeah, that was my story of betrayal, trust being broken, and a friend that I thought I made lost in a tragic accident. So I hope you got something out of it. Anyway, what were you guys up to? I didn't even pay attention. Did you have fun by yourself or what? I think, guys, I'll probably be rounding up because it's already 11 o'clock for me. Ooh, it's been fun. I hope you enjoyed my stories. Let me know, actually, in a future stream if you would like me to share more, because I have a lot. I have, like, a bunch of, like, childhood stories, and I have a lot of other, like, interesting tidbits that I got from my friends I wanna know. I haven't unlocked anything. What do you say, Shane? Are you trying to shame me here? To let you know, I'm a proud casual, okay? I don't sweat. I used to, not anymore. But yeah, I need to unlock Inazuma. The reason why I didn't unlock Inazuma is not because I'm lazy. Well, it is because I'm lazy, but it's not the point. It's because I didn't do this. I didn't do the main quest. I know. It's shameful, but
don't underestimate.
You know what?
They can be some of the toughest
There's
little
no
guys
such
around.
thing as pure freedom in this world.
Yes, you can.
Even the wind cannot.
You didn't just do that.
Sweat and tears.
You.
That's how it gets stronger. I think we can all learn something from that.
I swear, you didn't just make a pun like that. Shane, I would be offended on your part, honestly. I would break all friendship at that point. I'm joking. Anyway. I guess this should be all for today, guys. I have fun. Tomorrow, same time, same place, I think. If I'm not in tomorrow, I'll probably will make a video. I'll see. I'm not 100% sure how my work will be, but I'll try my best to make it tomorrow as well. If I can, I'll make a post about it in the morning. I'll see how my work will be. But if not, should be in on Wednesday at the latest. So, in case you guys curious, I usually post whenever I stream, like a day or so before, but usually I stream at about 8 o'clock whenever I do stream. GMT time, so if you don't know what that is, it's UK time, so orient on that. Anyway, I hope you had fun, guys. I hope you have a good day, evening, or night, depending on where you are. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. I hope you have a good one. And remember to never trust those that you think are your friends, because they can betray you at any moment and take your pet rabbit away, even though you thought you could trust them. Never do that. Always keep your rabbits safe. And never take them to the goddamn children's playgrounds. Otherwise, they will get stolen from you. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Have a good one.